What's up, my beautiful co-creators? If you saw yesterday's video, I really appreciate having you here, and you probably saw that I gave myself an assignment. I was feeling kind of overwhelmed by all the ideas I was having about where to take this channel, what kind of artwork I could make that was relevant, and it was just like resulting in paralyzation. So I decided to give myself an assignment to ground me just a little bit and get me from point A to point B, accomplish something, and figure out where to go next. You also probably noticed that I really didn't like the final result. In fact, I just wanted to kind of get it away from my sight, and I was also very frustrated by the process. While I gave myself an assignment intentionally, I was very frustrated by the parameters, and I just wanted to free flow draw really badly. The exciting thing about that is that's my favorite space to create from when I'm free-flowing. I love not having a plan. I love starting with just a totally blank canvas, and I don't know what's going to come out, and my job is to sort of feel it out. And I let my intuition tell me, and I let each mark lead to the next, and I have no plan in the beginning. And I really cherish it when I find that flow, and some of my favorite pieces have come from that flow. I have noticed, as I try and carve out a living as an artist, you put a whole new layer of pressure on your work. You put the financial pressure on it. Is it going to sell? Is it relevant? Is this what the client wants? All sorts of questions like that can come in as a new form of paralyzation. So while I didn't used to ever have trouble finding that flow growing up, as an adult artist, sometimes life pressure and finances and all of that can really just add too many voices and make that true free flow drawing really hard to find. So what happened was I was very frustrated with that project and the constraints of it, that I was just dying to free flow after that. I didn't care what colors I used, and I didn't care what I drew on. I just had to get it out. I just wanted to draw, and I just wanted to let my mind go and not try and force it into anything or make it anything, and I wanted to see what came out. And because of that frustration, I finally found that flow again. I was so ready to be in that place. And I don't think I could have found that place if I didn't have the contrast of the constraints. So I didn't waste any time worrying about how I hated the piece, which, believe me, I used to do a lot. I could have easily been like, man, I'm losing my creative flavor, or I can't find my intuition, I just don't have it anymore. I mean, I could have let all those voices in. But I've learned over time how much those things are truly gifts. There's no such thing as a failure. It's all just giving you clues about what you want and who you are as a creative. So because I had the camera in place, and because I was just sitting there, I still had it recording, and I just started drawing on top of the cloth underneath the drawing that I had made yesterday, and I just used the pens that were laying around. I didn't even really think about it, and I just let myself release a little bit. So I'm going to show you that time lapse now so you can see the antidote and how I recovered from that frustration. And one thing I was really thinking about while I was drawing, I just started thinking about the word surrender. It just kept coming to me. Surrender to the drawing, surrender to the flow, surrender to this new normal, surrender to the things that I don't have control over right now. That word just kind of kept coming up. And I really felt a big release while I created this. It was a pretty quick little doodle. I just needed to get it out of my system. But I think it might be fun for you to see my process when I'm in free flow mode and I have no plan. And I'm not going to talk about materials because it's all the same stuff I used in yesterday's video. It was just what was laying around, and I'm kind of happy the time lapse still captured this piece. Hope you're all well, sending love and hugs as always, and stay tuned for the end of this so I can talk a little bit about the interview series that I am very excited to launch. So I have this beautiful mess on top of my studio tablecloth. You might recognize the drips from yesterday's piece. Just going to dive right in and start drawing on top of the mess. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed that quick little time lapse and got a little glimpse into my process. I'm so excited to announce that I'm going to be adding an interview series to this YouTube channel. I realize through the work that I've been able to do, I'm incredibly privileged to have met some of the most creative, open-hearted, and forward thinkers on the planet. And a lot of these are ideas that are working and being implemented, and they aren't things that we know about. I know that we all agree that this is a really unique time in history. We all can feel this sense that this is an opportunity for change, but we don't necessarily know what that looks like. And I think if we all put our minds together, we can collectively reimagine what is possible. And so I am seeking out those that I already know and those that I hope to know, and I hope to learn from you guys, other people that we should know, who are engineers behind making possibility come to life. I'm going to be interviewing creatives from all walks of life that work in all types of mediums, even mediums that you may never see. People who work in human-centered design, experienced designers, people who are on the leading edge of sustainability and permaculture, people who work on large-scale community collaborations that transform communities from the inside out, and even just your next-door neighbor with a really good idea that made things better for their neighbors next to them. I don't think there's a difference between big names and the neighbor next door anymore. I think we're all here and all have something to contribute to the collective whole. This is a place where I want to gather a community of possibility, and I want to hear from the people who have real-world examples of affecting change in this world. I am so excited to launch this. I am so excited to get a chance to meet and speak with some of the greatest minds and hearts behind transforming communities from the inside out. And together, let's not stop brainstorming about what is possible, and let's change our world now.